super excited that you've made the incredible decision to take the time to listen to some more encouragement, more love, more encouragement, more love by joining me today in a brand new episode of Confident AF Live. Just to remind you, confidence is knowing who you are, knowing what you're capable of, and knowing that God has your back. And those three components are my basic foundational tenets that have been a tremendous source of blessings and goodness in every aspect of my life and my businesses. And I know that they can be incredible pillars, foundational pieces of structure to bless your life in infinite ways as well. We just forget. We forget that we think 70,000 thoughts every single day, and that of those 70,000 thoughts, 90 to 95% of them are the same thoughts as the day before. And that if we want to create some incredible change in our life and our business, then part of the work is to look at what we're thinking, believing, and what our thought paradigms are, and deciding to let go of a lot of those thoughts and thoughts paradigms that argue against the blessings, the favor, the goodness, and the things that we're capable of, our future, how much God loves and adores us, and to integrate new beliefs, new thought patterns to replace those so that we can take new action that we've never previously taken before and feel really good about it, not fearful, not worried, not doubtful, but take really good, inspired action inside of our life and our business. So today I want to talk about a sliver that I talked about in a brand new masterclass. I filmed a live brand new masterclass inside the Facebook group. We'll see where I put it. It's going to be something that will definitely be probably running on Facebook ads at some point, and definitely make it really highlight this, because it was truly just a blessing to speak the truth on a random Saturday while the rain is falling. And it just hit me. It just hit me like, this is the time. I need to say this right now, right today. Nothing else matters. This is it. And I changed the view of my camera. I used my phone instead of using the Mac. And it was just so beautiful. And the first thing my husband said afterwards, because he's listened to pretty much every single podcast or every single live that I've done, and he said, that was the best you have ever done. And the title of the masterclass, the working title, I will say, kind of like in film, you learn that there's working titles of films, but they change it sometimes before it actually releases. So the working title is 7-Figure Mindset Masterclass. Maybe that'll change. And there is one component that I wanted to just do a little podcast episode on, because when I speak these pieces, I always pray before I do it. I always pray, and I learned this from pretty much every spiritual teacher, whoever, which is, what do the people need to hear? How can I reach their hearts? How can I reach their minds? How can I encourage them? And one of the truths was the difference between faith, belief, and perspective. And maybe it's not so much the differences between the two, but if I had to narrow down the main components that these three pieces have for your business and why they're so important, then this would be the three pieces. So I actually did a little social media post on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I encourage you to do that at Brandon R. Foster. But I basically said these three little mic drops. Faith determines trajectory. Belief determines ease. Perspective determines outlook. And I want to take a moment today to just talk about each one of these briefly and succinctly in a very important and powerful way. So the first thing is, your faith determines your trajectory. And the reason why that's so incredibly important is, if you look at the definition of faith, faith is assurance of things hoped for, not yet seen. Assurance means promise, and it means you can't see it yet, right? And what's one of the most difficult, challenging muscles, I believe, to build as a business owner is having faith in good things for your business, that it is happening, that the money is coming in, the clients are coming in, that you can do the new action inside your business that scares the shit out of you, that you can spend the money that you've never spent before and trust that you're going to make it back on your marketing spend or in investing in hiring people, whatever it is, because there's always new levels inside of your business. If anybody tells you you either have confidence or you don't have confidence, you have faith or you don't have faith, that is the biggest BS lie I've ever heard, because every single mindset muscle that you use as a business owner, faith, trust, confidence, all of those pieces have different levels. Just like going into the gym and working out your literal muscles, your mindset muscles get to be maxed out. And the only way you can grow them is being put in situations and circumstances where they can max out. And oftentimes I've discovered that either you put yourself in those situations or God's going to put you in those situations, and it's going to feel like your net could break, but your net won't break because God doesn't set you up for failure. You are loved and supported, and it's going to grow your faith in a tremendous way. So faith determines your trajectory, meaning that your faith and how much you can make, your faith and the value you provide, your faith in God's love and goodness and favor over your life and over your business, your faith in the amount of money you can spend and make it back, your faith in how many clients you can serve, your faith in how many people you can lead, your faith in how far you can grow and scale your company, your faith in how many companies you can grow and scale, your faith in your divine talents and how much you can charge. All of those pieces have levels, and they will determine the trajectory of your entire life and entire business, finances, team structure, how you serve the world. Just think about someone whose mission is to serve 100 people versus serve a whole state or serve a whole country or serve a whole world. They have different degrees of faith. Think about someone who has a team of 5 versus a team of 10, 20, 1,000, a million, different levels of faith. Everything in your business is dependent upon the faith that you have. And the higher that you go, the more faith is required, the more you have to grow that faith muscle. And so that faith muscle really does determine your trajectory inside of your business. The second one is that belief determines ease. Remember, belief is just a pattern of thought. It's something that we choose to think over and over again. And I have discovered that some of the most unhelpful beliefs that so many business owners have are wrapped around punishment, sacrifice, the number of hours they spend, and hard work. And it's so interesting because my eyes were opened that one of the things that Solomon talks about is that laziness of thought costs more than laziness of action. And the reason why that's so incredibly important for me to remind all of you today is that society teaches us that if we're not working hard 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, then we are lazy, when our body needs rest, our brain needs rest. And it's actually harder work mentally to think about challenges and how to overcome them in the quickest, easiest, shortest amount of time possible than it is to just take action on a whim inside of your business. And so the biggest piece I want to remind all of you all today in terms of belief is that if you can detach from old beliefs that it has to be a struggle, or it has to be hard, or it has to be sacrificial, or that it has to take 1,000 hours, and that there's not an easier way, a better way, a quick way, a supportive way, a way that feels fun for you in your business, then you're missing out on some really, really good things happening in both your personal life and in your business life, simply because the second you attach to beliefs and you cut off other possibilities and you refuse to question them, your free will not allow you to be open to receive the beliefs about ease and flow and goodness and quickness and all those other pieces. The third one is perspective determines outlook. And I am convinced, the more that I coach entrepreneurs and badasses like you, that no matter what your KPIs say, no matter how many new YouTube subscribers or Facebook followers or Instagram followers you get, no matter what the algorithms say, no matter what your sales book says, the biggest piece to create forward momentum inside of your business and to keep the forward momentum is that no matter if the arrows are pointing down or a little bit red, or it's not as high of a green growth as you want, is to always decide to look at your KPIs with a extremely positive perspective that no matter what the sales say, you can shift, you can rearrange, you can take new action. Their feedback to help you and not to hurt you. Because if you allow dips, challenges, opportunities, reds, not as high percentage growths to derail you and create a negative outlook, a negative perspective, what happens is that you just end up not wanting to take action because you feel defeated. It's very difficult and very challenging to take action inside of your business when you feel defeated. It's a lot easier to take action when you feel excited and eager that there is an opportunity for you to harvest for massive reward, massive value, massive impact that will also, because the value in turn, provide you and your family and your business with tremendous financial rewards back. Because, you know, when you focus on service, I think this is a Dr. John Demartini thing. When you focus on the money, the people that you're willing to serve run away. When you focus on service, the people who are meant to serve come running and the money comes. And so I just want to remind you of that you need to always have a positive perspective, which will give you a positive outlook on how to create good, positive changes, no matter what your KPIs say, and ignoring all the noise that ever says that's a bad month, down KPIs, or anything else means anything about your livability, your self-worth as a human being, who you are, what you're capable of, or what is in store next for your business. Because the second that you attach to a negative perspective, you have a negative outlook that erodes your eagerness and your wantingness to take action. And if you don't take action, you will not change the situation, the circumstance, you will not overcome it. And in fact, it often creates a downward spiral instead. And I do not want that for you, boo. I do not want that for you at all, at all. So share this with some other business owners who you think could really value from this perspective, that faith determines trajectory, beliefs determine ease, and perspective determines the outlook for your business. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for a really amazing episode next week. We're going to talk about 5 things that can cut off some tremendous blessings and miracles inside of your business. I love you so much.